everyone, I'm Ajadang. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Today is one of the most popular videos I do all year, and it is all about my financial goals for the new year, for 2022. I actually had a weird day yesterday, and I spent all night going through and building my financial goals for next year, and it actually calmed me because even though I don't know what next year holds for me, it kind of is cool to feel like you have some sort of control over your life, right? So yeah, this is going to be very exciting. Last week I uploaded my building my 2022 vision board, which is a video I've never done, so I'll go ahead and link that in above. Next video is going to be my 2022 just life goals that I want to accomplish. But today, again, this is strictly financially related. Digit is partnering with me on this video, and it is awesome because the main question I get, seriously, almost every day is, what accounts do you put your sinking funds in? And if you're new to my channel, we'll go over sinking funds, but if you're not, you're like, Asia, I know you talk about sinking funds all the time, but where do you put this money? I'm gonna show you, and then thankfully Digit is there to help us out with it. All right, so let's kind of just get into it. If you wanna see more type of this video, more adulting video, more goal setting videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Right there, right there. It's somewhere. Here is my 2021 planner. I'm gonna do a 2021 overview about how I did on all of my goals, and I think obviously we'll talk about if I achieved my financial goals. So here are my financial goals for this year. Here are my sinking funds. Don't we love to see a fully highlighted sinking fund? Finish this. And yeah, that's basically it. So last night, again, I spent all night adding my financial goals into my 2022 master plan planner. We have our financial goals page and free space. And then at the end, and then in the gridded space, I put my sinking funds. It's kind of boring looking because I only am halfway done with one already. And then I added a new page, and I'm gonna add another page later, but my hand, if we're being honest here, my hand was getting really sore. So I had to stop. So let's start off with sinking funds because we all know how fun those are. My favorite saving technique that I learned while becoming debt-free and still use to this day is a sinking fund. But a sinking fund is a strategic way to save money for an event or a financial goal out in the future by putting small amounts of money aside every month until you reach your goal. So I do sinking funds for bigger goals, like my wedding. I have a wedding sinking fund, and I also do sinking funds for bills. Everything from my car insurance and health insurance to Spectrum, which is like the worst internet provider ever. Someone please come up with a solution. All of my bills are paid for in full or saved up for in full. So I actually, in my 2021 sinking fund, I fully saved up for my 2022 health insurance and car insurance. So for this entire year, I know that I will be covered and protected. And to me, that's just the best feeling. It's up here. And you know, just to know that if for some reason something happens, I know that I will have insurance, which, you know, when I didn't have money and was in $200,000 of debt, I didn't have any insurance. Didn't have it because I couldn't afford insurance and paying for rent, so I chose rent. So being able to save for stuff like that a year in advance is really cool for me, and it just gives me a sense of security. You don't have to go that far in, especially if you're new to a sinking fund. If you want to start small and save up for like a spa day or a mani-pedi or like a small trip, you can go ahead and do that. Again, check the cards above to kind of deep dive into a sinking fund. But yeah, you know, I love me a sinking fund. It's always the first thing I do when I build my new goals for the new year. So knowing all of that, let me answer the question that you may have. I like to put them all in different accounts. So it gets kind of crazy. So I put all of my bills, everything on this page. So that's all in one account. And then I have a sinking fund account, again, for HSA, another one for Alan's wedding, another one for my wedding. And when I start saving for our honeymoon, that'll be another sinking fund. Because for me, I like to keep things separate because in my mind, it's actually easier to track. Now, the cool thing is when I first started to build sinking funds, I had to open a new account for everything. However, with Digit, you don't have to do that, which makes my life so much easier. It's actually kind of funny that I used to do it that way. So Digit makes it easy in the way in which you have one account, but multiple buckets. So you can put all your money in one account, but then you can divide it into separate buckets, individual buckets, depending on your goals, depending on your sinking funds, how many you want to open. So instead of me having to throw money at like 40 different banks into 40 different accounts, it's one app, one bank into different buckets. So it's like a one-stop shop. Digit has partnered with MetaBank in order to build a bank account called Direct. We all know Digit. I know some of you have been using Digit for a while, and they've recently updated their app. So once you sign up for the app, you will be set up with separate dedicated accounts, buckets, whatever you want to call them, across spending, bills, saving, and investing in retirement if you choose to do that. So because of this, a process that took me many banks and multiple accounts throughout those banks now only takes one app. So it's really easy. All you have to do is start by transferring money. I initially transferred $500 into my Digit account, and then you can start building your buckets. So I currently have a bills and savings bucket, and then what Digit will do is it intelligently analyzes, I'm just looking at my Digit account, don't mind me, your finances. And then when money is transferred in, Digit will guide money into the appropriate bucket based on, you know, your individual goals. So as you can see, I built a sinking fund for a dinner. It's, you know, one of my fancy dinners in Vegas. So I set a bucket for this dinner. And as you can see, Digit has put aside small amounts of money every day to help me achieve this goal by February 15th. Because you can open unlimited buckets, the sky's the limit. You can be the most organized person in the world. So download Digit, play around with it, see if you love it. I have to say, this is going to make saving up for sinking funds incredibly easy, which I love. And then if you want to check it out, click the link in my bio. Again, I like to write out my sinking funds in the order in which they are due, basically just like January through December. Again, because I've already saved up my sinking funds for my health insurance and car insurance, these two sinking funds are actually going to be for 2023. So I have an entire year to save up for my health insurance and my car insurance for next year. I'll probably go more into depth about this in another video, but I switched healthcare providers. I'm no longer with Kaiser. I decided to go with Oscar after working with my health insurance broker. And it is a little bit more expensive. My Kaiser insurance, health insurance was $280 a month. And then my Oscar insurance is now $320 a month, but I thought it was a necessary change. By the way, shout out to Meg Squats on Instagram, and she's on YouTube, for telling me to seek a healthcare broker, a health insurance broker, because I was complaining about it somewhere in another video, and she DM'd me and messaged me saying that she likes to use a health insurance broker, and I found one. And if you're in LA and want to be hooked up with Sammy, who's awesome, let me know and I'll go ahead and share his information. Anyways, car insurance is February. That's again for next year. I'm still with Mercury Insurance. Mercury Insurance. Mercury. Why am I saying it that way? March is a very light month. I just have my car registration, which is $215. The benefits of having a 2013 Fiat, y'all, because Brian's car registration for his Tesla is $1,000. So that's what I'm gonna say for that. And then I don't have any sinking funds due, large sinking funds until October. And then October, November, December is when they all come out. October, I have pet insurance for 2 dogs with nationwide pet insurance. It's a little under $2,000, but with my sinking funds and any financial goals, I just like to round up because I like me an even number. So pet insurance, $2,000. We've had pet insurance for a couple years now since Luke had his like major emergency surgery and we weren't prepared for that. So definitely do recommend it. And then I have smaller things like Google Storage, renter's insurance for $315, and then Amazon Prime. November, I have my Shopify dues. Now that I'm saying that, that shouldn't be in my sinking funds. That should be in my master plan, which is my small business sinking funds. And then December, I have Squarespace, and then the holidays. This is the first year that I have actually saved up in full for holiday spending. If you want to see that video, again, in the cards. Y'all, every question that you might have, I probably already did a video to it, so check the cards. This holiday has been so stress-free because I saved for spending in full by July. And holiday spending includes not only gifts, but also travel. We travel to during Christmas, any hotel accommodations, dog boarding, which is always expensive. What else? Food, decorations, all of that stuff. So if you haven't done that, I highly recommend you doing it. It really does lift the weight off of your shoulders in probably an otherwise very stressful experience. And then below, I have kind of just other sinking funds. HSA, I fully funded my HSA this year for the first time, so I'll just keep on doing that every year now. And then we have our friend Alan's wedding, which is the only thing that's highlighted here because I've been putting a little bit of money towards it since we found out when his wedding was going to be. And then again, I have my bills. So Spectrum, Adobe Premiere, Dogulon for the dogs, F45, my workout, Plant Paper, which is my eco-friendly, like I think it's like grass toilet paper that's delivered every couple months. And then I have my David's toothpaste delivery, which I save for, which is easy. It's just like silly things like that. I like to be prepared for it. And then a sinking fund that I recently added, or I just added last night, that I didn't add a lot this year, is my chiropractor. I started to see a chiropractor monthly. The cutest Japanese man in Little Tokyo. He's so cute. I love him. But I decided to add a sinking fund for him, my monthly visits for him as well. So those are my sinking funds for next year. And actually 2023 as well, my health insurance and car insurance. And yeah, you guys know I'm a huge, huge proponent and fan of a sinking fund. I just think that it helps you get and stay financially secure, and it just is less pressure to save for things in advance. All right, so again, recommend it. So that is it for my sinking funds. While we're here, let's kind of go over this page. This is a page that I have been using for a couple years now, and it is basically an income overview comparison for the next couple years. So I started in 2019, and I have enough space to do to save or to like manage all the way up to 2025. And this is important, especially since I am a freelancer, because freelancers, we don't always get paid. But this is helping me kind of see not only how I did compared to previous years, because you always want to see financial improvement, right? But it also can give me insight as a freelancer as to when I might have a slow month. So just kind of looking at it briefly, June, July tend to be pretty slow months for me. So that's something that I can prepare for. Yeah, it's always kind of the middle of the year that tend to be slower than normal. But then also I can just again check in to see how I've been doing. So 2019, was the first year that I actually made a good amount of money, my first 6-figure year. 2022 last year, I made about $30,000 less than 2019, but it was the pandemic. And then this year I'm on track to, just from November, I haven't gotten paid yet in December, but I am already on track to surpass 2019. So again, it's really good to know. So if you are a freelancer, I would recommend you building a kind of worksheet like this in your planner. It's always good to know. Again, I love a good flow chart. So these are, again, my flow charts. Once I pay towards something, I'll just highlight it, and then hopefully by the end of next year, it'll be nicely highlighted like my 2021 planner, and that would mean that all of my goals are saved. So I love a good flow chart. I think it's motivating. It's like a little game to me. So that's why you'll see a lot of flow charts in my planner. Let's go to this page, the financial goals page. Up here, I put a graph together for my home down payment account. We currently have a little over $100,000 saved for our down payment, which sadly won't get us where we want to go in LA. So we're still halfway there. But instead of a flow chart, instead of a flow chart that you've been seeing, I just did an open graph. That way I can just write down how much money I was able to contribute in the month. And that way it is what it is. There's not really a time frame anymore. It's so funny. I was like watching this video, or my 2021 financial goals video, and I was like, by December of 2021, we're gonna be out of this rental. We're gonna be into a house. And I laughed to myself because I really thought that was gonna happen, but no way is it possible, probably until the end of next year. So I'm just gonna go with it, and hopefully by then the market will not be as hot as it is now, especially in LA, where you basically have to offer cash or go at least $100,000 above asking, which we can't compete with anyways right now. So it ended up working out for the better, I guess, but yeah, this will just be a section in which I'll just write down contributions, just to see, it's just always good to track. And then here are more sinking funds in a flowchart form. Let's just go ahead and talk about this page because they kind of like go together. Here are my financial goals page. It is broken up into long-term, mid-term, and short-term goals. I just left the long-term goals blank financially because I just don't have the mental capacity right now to think of something like that. But let's go over the short-term goals. So for me, short-term goals is anything under a year. So anything that I want to accomplish in 2022. Again, we have the wedding, $30,000. And yes, $30,000 is definitely a lot of money, but apparently in Hawaii weddings, that's still below average. But again, the reason why we are not eloping, because that's actually something that I really tried to convince Brian to do, because I really did not want to spend the money. And then also we're saving for a down payment, so I'd rather just concentrate on that. But we've been together for 8 years, and it was a lot of ups and downs in the beginning. And the fact that we have made it this far to where we're getting married, I think is worthy of celebration. So we're gonna celebrate. And then we have another short-term goal is the bachelorette party. And by bachelorette party, I mean a solo trip for your girl. Brian doesn't get it. He thinks it's weird, but he's also someone that wants to go to Japan for his bachelor party and go to, what is it? It's not Legoland. Is it like an anime land or something? Nintendo World. Is that it? I view my bachelorette solo party as something in which I can relax. I don't have a man. I don't have a dogs. I want daily massages and facials and like Reiki, and I want to go on a hike, and I want someone to cook me food, and that's basically it. And if one of my 2 friends want to come along with me and spend the money, they can, but I'm not going to force a bachelorette party on anyone. Especially because they're already going to be spending a lot of money going to Hawaii, which is very expensive, like finding hotels and stuff. So I don't want to put that kind of pressure on my friends. But I am tentatively putting aside $5,000 around July. Hopefully we can save that around July 2022. So again, a flow chart here. And I was actually looking at Sedona at the Enchantment Resort. My girlfriend Amanda had like a really great experience there. Again, my criteria for my solo bachelorette party is I want it to be in America. I want it to be like a short flight. I'm not driving because that would be dangerous for me to do by myself. A short flight. There has to be a spa there. There has to be a spa there, okay? And then I just want really good food. That's it. That's it for my solo bachelorette party. So if you have any suggestions besides Enchantment Resort, let me know in the comments. And then the last short-term goal is dog training. Now, dog training has been in my financial short-term goals for the past 3 years, and I just haven't saved for it because it honestly hasn't been a priority. But now I'm starting to see really bad patterns with Luke, and it's concerning me. I figured that when we have our wedding, because the dogs can't come with us to Hawaii, that maybe that would be a good time for them to get personally trained. Levi is an instigator, but Luke is hard to control once he gets like riled up. He's an insecure dog. He's not like a violent, vicious dog, but he is insecure, and that comes across on walks. But yeah, I think that would actually be a really smart idea to get them doggy training while we're gone, and then be able to just build upon what the trainer does when we come back. Okay, so those are the short-term goals that I hope to accomplish next year. But here are some of the medium-term goals. This is anywhere between a year and 5 years. So again, first thing is home, hopefully in the next 5 years. If that doesn't happen within the next 5 years, something has gone terribly wrong. And then another goal that has been added into my financial goals for the past couple years is a new car. I mean, again, it's one of those things that haven't really been a priority because my car is still working fine, but I feel it dying. And I said this exactly 1 year ago for this video. I feel it dying, but now it's starting, like the battery's starting to die out. So I guess I could just exchange the battery and that'd be fine, but I just got it checked and they said everything was okay. So I don't know, maybe it's not the battery. I don't know anything about cars. So anyways, I don't even know if I'm gonna start saving for that, to be honest, but it's there. The next goal is our honeymoon. We actually won't be going on our honeymoon until 2023 because one of Brian's friends is getting married in Italy in 2023. So just thought it'd be easier. We would have more time to save for it, and then we can do a whole thing. I personally want to be on a honeymoon for a month. Yeah, so that way we can actually explore multiple places, but I just need to figure out where we want to go. Yeah, that is a goal, and it's probably honestly going to be a pretty hefty financial goal because we like to travel well. We are not backpackers, and that budget is going to reflect that. But I think for our wedding, if people wanted to gift us any wedding gifts, like money-wise, we'll probably just open one of those, I think they're called honey pots or something, honey fund, but where people can just basically gift us money for our honeymoon directly. So I guess I will just start building that. Well, first we need to figure out our map, and then I can figure out a budget. That's probably another video that I'll end up doing, is building our honeymoon budget.
Do you have a wedding planner?
Yes. And then the final medium-term goal, which I have been thinking about a lot lately, is actually pre- and postpartum care, I guess. I read somewhere that you would normally have to pay $10,000 out of pocket to give birth. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I haven't really done any research into it, but that's something that I heard. And then also paying for a doula, and then kind of the doula care, or like a babysitter, or those are things that I've just been thinking about because my friend, one of my best friends, just had a baby and she doesn't have family here, so she's had to hire a doula and a night nurse and all that stuff. So now it's just like, we would probably have to do the same. So tentatively, I estimated a cost of a goal of $15,000. I don't know if that's too much or too little. And then there's no target date. It's just like a wiggly line. But yeah, for my mommies and daddies out there, let me know what you think that should be. That completes my financial goals for 2022. It's a lot. This is definitely the most I am trying to save for in a year, but we just have some big things coming up, and hopefully it'll start tapering off after the wedding, after my solo bachelorette party. I mean, we can all agree that a solo bachelorette party sounds fun, right? I am sending you and I am sending myself positive financial vibes. Abundance, I am giving you vibes of abundance and love and wealth for 2022 through the camera, so we can achieve all of our financial goals for next year and for the years after. Oh, something I also meant to do last night, but again, my hand started hurting, that I'll probably do here, is basically an income expense yearly tracker. I tried to do one in this year, but honestly, I forgot I had it. Here's an example of something that I built this year, but obviously it's empty, so it didn't really work. But I'm gonna try again next year. It's gonna be broken down by month, and then it's gonna have like income, and then probably money towards investments, money towards financial goals, and then expenses for groceries, takeout, dogs, home, work, car, yada, 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 yada. And that way, again, I can see kind of my patterns that I have, because I just feel like the more you understand your financial habits and patterns, the more you will just be successful financially. So here's everything that we use today. 2 planners, an iPad, and a phone. Financial tracking and planning is quite an experience, isn't it? I hope this video inspired you. I hope it didn't scare you off, because I know obviously setting goals of any kind can be intimidating, but setting financial goals can be especially intimidating. But I hope that this video, along with a video I'm going to shoot or upload later about things that I accomplished this year, that I set forward for myself, I hope these 2 videos will help inspire you to just like plan and dream and work your ass off to accomplish all of your wildest dreams, all right? That is the beauty of starting a new year, is you can start fresh. I hope that's the vibe that you walk into 2022 in. You can do it, bitch. I'm Ajadang. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments answers to any of the questions I had today. I feel like there's a lot. And then also tell us what some of your financial goals are for 2022. Just put it out there. That's the one thing that I've learned, is once you put it out in the universe does its best to make it happen for you. All right? Not to get all woo-woo-y in the last couple seconds of the video, but thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.